Hello, this is Lolly, and I am back with the tutorial on actually sewing the zipper into the cardstock. And I wanted a 6 by 4.5 pocket or envelope, however you're going to look at it. But this time I decided what I'm going to do, instead of gluing the front to the back, is I'm going to have it one piece with a fold on the right. Okay, I still want to cut a line right through here, depending on where I want that zipper, so I need to open that up so I don't cut the back as well. My fold is right here. I'm sure you can't see it, but I'm going to come just a little bit over from that fold and go down. The other thing to remember is you can always do your zipper at an angle. You don't always have to do it straight up and down. You can attach it this way. That would be really cute, especially a real diagonal would be adorable. So what I'm going to do at the beginning of this video, I'm going to assume that you know how to use your sewing machine and you know how to sew. So I'm just going to attach this to my paper, and then afterwards I'll just give a few pointers about using the sewing machine on paper. Okay, I'm going to readjust my camera angle so we can see the sewing machine and hopefully get it zoomed in a little bit. Okay, now since we're so focused on the sewing machine, you might not see anything else that's going on. So I'll try to remember to get this up there. I am going to open my zipper because I think it will help me to have a nice straight line in here. Now, a couple things. When I sew fabric, I always, use pins. Well, I don't want to stick pins through this, so I'm going to wing it and just go ahead and hold the zipper as I sew. And remember not to sew the paper right up against the zipper, but to leave a little room for the zipper head to move back and forth. And I don't want to, this little stop right there, I hope I'm in camera, that little stop right there, I want to put that just a little bit below the edge of the paper. One thing you can do is use a little of the Fabri-Tac glue right around the edge here and glue it on, and then it'll hold it so you sew. You know what? I think I'm going to do that. Hold on. Let's put this where you can see it, hopefully. I just decided that I want to do that because I have had problems with the zipper moving around. Now, remember when you're sewing to always make sure that that zipper pull is in the front, and I'm just going to give a little bit of glue right on the edge here, and it doesn't even matter if I skip. That's about enough. Okay, but then I'm going to put that right where I want it, and hopefully it'll hold a little better while I'm sewing. This is only about a 7-inch zipper, so it's not really long like my other ones were, so I'm not going to have any left over. Let's see if I'm in range here. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing here, just on the edge, because I don't want to gum up my sewing machine by sewing over kind of damp glue. Although it sounds like something I would do. Okay, always shut this when you're done. Screws on and keeps it nice and dry. Nice and, not dry, but it keeps it from going dry. Just want to make sure I'm getting that about the same height. Okay. Like I said, it's just going to hold it so I can sew, hopefully, without it sliding around too much. Okay, now I'm going to readjust my camera again. There. Now when you're sewing zippers, normally you would go from one end to the other and from one end to the other, but I don't want to move the position of my zipper foot because mine is a pain to get off and on. So I'm going to always sew on the same side, which for me will be on my left. So I'm going to go this way and then turn around and go down. Okay, and I just have my stitch length on about 3.5. I am, however, going to do a little reverse here. You reverse first, come on, and then go forward. Oop, that didn't go straight, but it's a nice cream color thread on a cream color paper, so hopefully my crookedness won't really show. Now what I was saying before is because I usually sew like zipper pull down, I would sew zipper pull down, but I don't want to move my foot around, so I'm just going to move the paper and reverse and forward. And needle out. Okay, so there you have it. Well, yeah, there you have it. There, cut. So now that I'm done sewing, I can move this zipper into position. I can trim off this, fold that, and I just need to glue the top and bottom here and here. Then I will glue the side as well and trim off the excess right there. I'm going to reposition my camera again, I think. Actually, what I want to do is talk about, talk about zipper application and sewing. I've had some questions already, and I'm not the best person to give you a tutorial on using a sewing machine. Okay, and one of the main problems is that sewing machines are all different. Mine is a Kenmore, it's ancient. It only does basic things. It does go forward and backward, buttonhole and zigzag, and it does zippers. So if you have a really complicated machine, it really can't help you out. Someone asked about needle size. Needle sizes in the US are like 8, 10, 11, 12, 14, I think 16, 18. The smaller the number, the thinner the needle for lightweight fabric. So a lightweight fabric, you'd want somewhere 8 to 11. Medium fabric, 12 or 14. Heavyweight fabric, 14 to 18. European sizes are like 60, 80. But a lot of our needle sizes will, they will have the numbers together, like a lightweight needle could say 60/8. And that would be a lightweight. You don't really need to worry about changing your needle because your sewing machine is going to come with a medium weight needle on there, and that's all you need. You don't need to switch your needle. Now, let's see if I can go up on my sewing machine again and zoom in and move the machine a little bit. So I also use just regular thread, regular polyester or cotton. Length, V length is the stitch length. It means how many stitches you're going to get per inch. And, well, that was not a good explanation. Anyway, 3 is the usual number that we keep it on. When I do paper, I go to 3.5 or 4. It makes the stitches longer, and then it enables you to have less holes and still do the job. And over on the right, we have the V width, and that's if you're doing a zigzag, how wide you want that zigzag to go. That should be on 0 if you're doing a straight stitch. And the reason is you're not doing a zigzag. You don't want the needle going back and forth like this and breaking into your presser foot. And then quickly, I will talk about presser foots down here. If I can get this lined up again. So the presser foot is what holds the fabric down, and this is a standard presser foot right here. The problem with using a standard one on a zipper is it doesn't allow you to get any closer to the zipper than that, and your hole is too far away. You'll be stitching way out there. So a zipper foot allows you to get right up on the zipper if you need to, because the hole is on the side. And then you can switch it over to the other side of your machine and your hole will be on that side. So it's a real convenient thing to have a zipper foot on there. You can do this with a regular foot, but I'm sure that your machine will come with a zipper foot. I would encourage you to get out the owner's manual for your sewing machine and start reading through it, about how to change your foot out. But other than that, you don't really need to make any adjustments. I wouldn't mess with the tension on the sewing machine. And on mine, let's see if I can show you again. Mine is this dial right here, and I keep mine between 0 and 1, about 3/4 maybe. And I wouldn't mess with that if your sewing machine is working fine. And if you do have a lot of problems with sewing, I would suggest you go to one of your stores that sells sewing machines or offers classes. Bring your sewing machine in and talk to someone and show them your work and show them it's always knotting up, it's always doing this, it's tearing the paper, whatever. You bring in a project and show it to them, and they can help you troubleshoot and figure out what's off. So anyway, just a reminder on this: trim off the bottom, trim off the top, glue the bottom, side, and top shut, and then trim off the excess. And then once you have trimmed off this bottom, the only thing stopping the zipper from going all the way down is the fact that you've glued this bottom shut. So I would recommend a staple right in here or some crazy glue, and I have used crazy glue or super glue right across the teeth of the zipper, and it has been sufficient. That was that project, and I will give you a link underneath with other explanations about doing these zippers where you're gluing the zipper in place in case you need that as a backdrop for how to do these. Thank you so much for watching.